Nick, I'm gonna violently rape you.
What? Excuse me?
I'm gonna violently rape you. I'm gonna violently rape you.
Oh, that wasn't as fast.
Violently rape you.
Well guys, after that questionable intro, let's get into our review of Swords of Gurrah. We're going to start with showcasing the weapons, talking about the mechanics of the game, where it's balanced, where it's not, how the community is, and so on. So if you're interested in all sorts of VR content, please feel free to subscribe or leave a like, whatever you guys want to do, ring the bell. That would really mean a lot to me. I make a lot of Blade and Sorcery content too, planning to make some Pavlov and Population 1 content as well. So if you guys enjoy VR, feel free to drop a follow. Anyway, let's get into starting with showcasing the weapons. Starting with the standard green sword, the most versatile and best one-handed weapon I find in the game. Then you also have the katana, using its sheath to block rather than the blade. The blade is more of the offensive side of the weapon, very good at slashes and stabs. There are two kind of disc fist weapon glaives. One is the pink one, the bigger one, which is easier to throw, but harder to use in melee range. And then there are the green ones, which are easier to use as they are less likely to clash, but also really easy to throw. The shield is more to be used like a buckler, as the center can never break, but the four segments can. The two-handed glaive is very versatile for range, has no hardening capability, so you want to block with the staff. The twin blades I find the most difficult weapon in the game, are a fast moving double bladed weapon with two separate breakpoints, very good if you're fast. There is the crossbow, not really used apart from in big team games, and it's really not that powerful, but it's the only ranged weapon in the game. There is the battle axe, which actually is very hard to use, but if you use well, can be just devastating. And here's my favourite weapon, the longsword, a weapon that's very good defensively and does a lot of damage when you do land your hits. The spear currently seems to be one of the strongest weapons in the game, is very good when used like a dagger or a standard spear. The two daggers, speaking of daggers, are very good. Normally one-handed daggers are better, but you can two-hand, just like you can with these hatchets. These hatchets are really powerful. Normally you want to be using slashes with the hatchets, which is, self-explanatory when it comes to axes. Dual wielding has actually been balanced in quite an interesting way. That weapons do less damage as you dual wield. So as you can see here, I do a decent amount of damage when dual wielding, but when I drop the weapon, I do a significant amount more when I one-hand the dagger. I also want to take a minute to talk about the locker room in game, which is actually a great area. It's huge, it's got lots of stuff to do. There is target practice where you can practice throwing your glaives. There is all the weapons you can practice with, which is really nice to have. There is a target dummy for testing damage, as you can see. Really fun to test out, where you can test all the different damage points on enemies and understand where you do little damage and where you do lots of damage. There is the second weapon rack and also an activatable mirror where you can turn on and off at your disposal. You can also put away your weapon racks just like that, and you can see your rounds and the game mode and everything you're in at the moment. There's also a training dummy that is not too great at the moment, blocking and stuff like that, but it works. Apart from just the standard sandbox game mode, there's actually so many game modes to try. There's oddball, where you have to keep hold of a ball, and the team who holds the ball for the longest wins. There's capture the flag. There is versus 1v1s, 2v2s, all that kind of stuff you can do. Most of the game modes are really fun. The only downside to the game right now is there isn't enough players to really host a lot of lobbies. That's really why I'm trying to promote this game a lot. Bear in mind I was given this game for free to, make some content on, but I think it is worth the payment, 100%. It is worth, for £10, $15, worth it, 100% worth it. Just pick it up, honestly. If you enjoy VR and you enjoy combat games, play it. The community is great. They're honestly great people. The game modes are incredibly fun. I will say the game highly favours people with a big play space, but you can still play in a small play space. You'll just have a little slight disadvantage because you can't lunge as far and things like that. You get advantages with big play spaces. there's a lot of experienced players, and when I first joined I was welcomed in with people teaching me how to play the game and putting me against other new players to learn. Everyone is pretty active on it who plays it. There is a Discord which I will link in the description, but apart from that, like, the game is very just enjoyable to play, and everyone just, it's a good laugh, you know. And that's the main thing about the game. It is real good laughs to just mess around with friends, get some friends in, do some 1v1s against each other, you know? Make friends in the community. It's great. They host tournaments when you get good at the game. Even the developer comes on and talks to us and plays online with us. It's great. But yeah, if you guys really do want to find the first melee combat online multiplayer game for VR, I think this is the one that does it the best. And I think it's the first. I could be wrong, but it might be the first to do it in this way. I think it's just brilliant. Like, the community is very similar to Mordor in that way, at least the 1v1 side of the game. I'm talking about Mordor, by the way. This game's community all around is great. But honestly, like, I genuinely think, yes, if you have £10, $15 to spare, get it. Honestly, just pick it up and play it. It is so fun. Like, you will not miss your money playing this game. You really won't. Other than that, I don't think there's much else to talk about. I'd rather people get in and enjoy the game for themselves. Anyone who sees this video, again, we're still down 95% of you guys are not subscribed. So do it. Just do it, guys. Like, I don't want to have to come and knock on your door and ask you to subscribe. No, honestly, guys, I appreciate the massive support the channel's been getting recently. It's insane. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope it gave you an insight on whether to buy this game or not. I genuinely think it's worth the money. I've said that multiple times now. I'd give it a good solid 4 out of 5, I would say. It's just, there's stuff missing, there's a few bugs, there's a few issues, but early access game, cheap game, what can you expect? But the developers are working hard to fix that and get it done. So yes, come get this game, come see me on the game, hit me up, let's fight. See you guys in a bit. I'll leave you with that. Peace.